Welcome to Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, back again with a great show for y'all today. This show is going to be about something that is near and dear to me. I don't think a lot of people think about this like they should, but this show is going to be about creating a space for people in your life to unburden themselves, right? And what do I mean by that? A lot of times we walk around with things that we feel embarrassed about, shameful of. Sometimes we lie, and we carry these things with us because we don't want to be judged by, what people might say or think about us, true or not. But we just keep these things in, and I think that's unhealthy, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I was talking to a friend of mine about that today, about creating a space so people will feel comfortable in unburdening themselves without judgment. And lo and behold, an example comes up that is perfect for this show, and I convinced him with a little prodding and pushing to sit down and talk to me about this so that I can give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to say and what he's about to say. And if you have any questions about this idea of being able to create a space of being able to unburden yourself, then hit me up and let me know at doingtimewithjoet@gmail.com, or you can leave some comments on my Facebook page. Not my Facebook page, my YouTube page, and any of the podcast platforms that allow you to leave messages, right? So, brother, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Malcolm, man. I'm just glad to be here and do this interview with you. I know you've been trying to get me to do it for a while.
Yeah, I have. He's one of those reluctant ones that I don't know what he's hiding from, He ain't got no more charges pending or nothing like that, right? The feds ain't looking for him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he's a good dude. He's a young dude. He's young enough to be my son. But very intelligent young man, aspiring to get into the music game, very talented. And let me lay the foundation about, what happened with him. And then I'm going to let him explain it. And then I'm going to question him. And then you'll get a better understanding of what I mean by creating this space to allow people to unburden themselves, right? A safe space, anyway. Something that was very important that we all use came up missing. So it created this aura of mistrust and finger pointing in the area because we were trying to figure out what happened, and did somebody take something, steal something, or whatever the case may be, because we all of us that are running the circles that we run in, we're all cool friends or whatever, and it's just uncomfortable when you have a situation that makes you look at people that are near you or around you in an untrustworthy way. So it's not important what it was. What's important about this story is how it played out. During the course of the searching for, what was missing, several people got accused of probably being the culprit. Some of them got accused knowingly, and some of them got accused and they don't know they got accused. You know what I'm saying? But the discussions were taking place. We were playing game theory with everybody, even me. I'm trying to tell myself, did I misplace something? I don't know what's going on with a lot of this. But at the end of the day, this brother, he comes to me and he tells me, I found it. Okay. What happened? Now, this is where I'm going to let him jump in.
Yeah, man. So like you said, when we lost it,
yes.
When I lost it, we was making up all these scenarios,
mm-hmm.
and I was, playing the game theory, as to say.
Yeah.
Point fingers and who made, suspects and all that,
all that.
So I go back, even myself, maybe I misplaced it.
Right.
So I go back and I go through my clothes and everything, my laundry. I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the time. So, we get our laundry back today. You know, I dump out all my stuff and behold, it was right there. It fell out right out the laundry bag.
All right,
you know?
all right. So did.
So yeah, I'm thinking like, oh man, so now I got to go down here and you know, pretty much explain what happened. You know,
like I'm gonna put it in the words that you put it in. You had to come and apologize.
I had to come and apologize.
Right.
You know?
Now this is where I want to get into this a little deeper. When it dawned on you that you had found, and what we're talking about is not something illegal. It's just not. We're not going to mention what it was because it's not relevant to the overall story that we're talking about today. But when you found it, describe to me your first thoughts.
Oh man, when I first found out, like I was thinking to myself, well, you know, maybe you could put it back, you know, and won't nobody know. But I was like, nah, don't do that, cause I was just reading something out of one of my spiritual books, man. They said, no, tell the truth, even if it's against yourself. So you know, I went ahead and, you know, wanted to do the right thing, and I didn't want to have that burden on me. You know, want to go ahead and do the right thing, clear the air. Look, I did it. I apologize, and you know. But
you were telling me earlier that it made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know.
And what was that? Why did it make you feel uncomfortable?
Sometimes you're reluctant to do things based on how you feel other people will react, right?
Okay.
And I guess that this was one of those scenarios, man.
Right.
People may be thinking that he's forgetful or irresponsible. You know, a lot of people don't want to hear negative attributes about themselves, whether they're true or not. You know,
right?
But my thing is, I guess me growing as an individual to, even if it's true, to identify those. If it may be true, to deal with it and work on them things, you know.
Right. So you identified these things about yourself by playing it out in your mind what you thought people might think about you.
Right.
Were any of the things that you thought about yourself, are they true about you? Are you forgetful? Are you irresponsible?
I would say to a certain extent.
Okay.
I forget some things. I forget, you know.
Okay, we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
You keep living, you're going to forget some more. You know what I'm saying?
So enough, yeah.
But I think that we are harsher on ourselves because we think that other people are not like this. They're not going through the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always forgetting something. Or I'm always doing this, right?
Right.
And I'm always being the irresponsible one.
Right.
The truth of the matter is that most people are doing the same thing in one way or another, but they never come out and say that. You see what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And if you're not paying attention to them in that way and know what's going on behind the scenes, which is no way you can do that. Because if you don't tell me what happened to you today, there's no way that I would have ever known that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Now, I commend you for being able to do that because to me it speaks to growth.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, the reason I say this was a prime example for what we were talking about earlier today about creating a safe space for people to unburden themselves and be honest, right?
Right.
The reason that is relevant today because this is that type of situation.
Right.
When you came to me and you said, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to apologize to everybody," blah blah blah. I found it. Oh, okay then. That's what's up.
Right.
I knew immediately I wasn't gonna be the person to be judgmental. I was gonna try to throw a little humor in there so that you could feel comfortable.
Right.
About saying and speaking the truth.
Right.
And the reason that I believe in doing that and why I think that's important is because most people believe that, okay, if you did something, you realize that you did something wrong.
Right.
And you're reluctant to say something about it because you think you're going to be punished. Right. Or you think you're going to be treated in an adverse way.
Right.
My thing is, if you create that safe space for a person, no matter who it is, no matter what the situation is,
right,
that is going to lead to growth quicker than the punishment aspect of it. We want to punish people and think that's going to build them up.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Now, I do believe that you should have consequences for actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But who says the consequences have to be negative and harmful to the individual? Right?
Right.
The consequences can be that you learn something. The consequences of that can be, well, be more mindful of what you got going on.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to spank your hand and for you to remember the next time.
Right.
And let's say you forget again. That's okay. Because now that you are aware of it and you're focusing on this, right?
Right.
You're living a conscious life.
Right.
The next time something like this happens, you're gonna catch it.
See.
And the next time you feel like you need to go in front of some people, if it's a situation like that, to apologize, you're gonna be more comfortable.
Right.
With telling the truth.
Right.
And that's what we should be striving for.
Oh,
Creating an environment so that people that make mistakes, people that lie,
Right.
which we all do from time to time, creating a space where these people, all of us, can feel comfortable with being honest.
Right.
You know, when I was talking about creating that safe space, I was dividing it up into two parts. You know, like talk about something that might be totally unrelated to you. I'm gonna use an example with this. Let's take you and your girlfriend, right?
Okay.
And let's say that she's open to this idea of creating a safe space, right?
Right.
I would recommend that you start off initially with nothing related to her. Nothing related to the relationship. Just something that you've been carrying your whole life that has become heavy for you that you need to get out.
Right.
Some secret that you held. You feel me? And been ashamed to share. I think that you should be able to let that out. And if your girlfriend was in agreement and she let you share that with her, that would unburden you. Right. And the more you did that, the more comfortable you would become in doing that, right?
Right.
And eventually you can get to areas of the relationship. Eventually you can get to those areas that are gonna make you stronger as a person, because it should be about building a person up and not tearing them down.
Sure.
This idea of tearing people down to build them up, who did that? Who came up with that? I don't know where it came from. Sound like the Romans to me. I'm just saying. I don't know where it came from. But at the end, I ain't tripping, y'all. I love y'all over in Rome that's listening to the show. I ain't tripping. Don't hit me up shooting off on me, nothing like that, right? But you know what I'm saying. But I really believe that we need to get into this space where we allow people to be honest without beating them down and breaking them. Because at the end of the day, the goal should be about helping people become better human beings.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got anything else you want to say about this?
I just thought it was funny, man, because, you know, being reluctant to say something, you know, and when I did it, it's like I got a reaction totally different from what I expected. You know, it wasn't, oh, it's okay, bro. You know, it's all good.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. You know?
That's right. Your mind was telling you it's going to be dire.
Yeah,
It's going to be bad. It wasn't nothing like that.
Right, right.
And even if it would have been, even if it would have been like that, it's still worth telling the truth.
Oh, for sure.
See what I'm saying? Because the person, you got to remember this idea that I have of creating a safe space has got to be something that both parties understand and agree to.
Right.
Not everybody is on that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you got to keep in mind. You got to keep in mind when you are talking to somebody. You hope that this is a person that is on that same page.
Exactly.
That's why I think that what we need to be doing out there, y'all, is sharing this idea of creating a safe space so people can feel comfortable unburdening themselves. We need to talk about this. We need to share this idea so that people will know. Even if we get some stickers and put it on your shirt, say, I'm a safe space for you to be truthful. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
You can talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We need to do those types of things to help people, you know what I'm saying, become better human beings. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So anything else you want to say? I didn't want to keep you. I know you was a little nervous about doing this. I just wanted to do this because it was so raw and it's a good topic.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to catch you before you change your mind.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity to sit down and do it with you, man.
Good.
That's it though, man. People are listening out there, man. Tell the truth, even if it's against your own self.
Yeah, that's right. And people that also that out there listening, be that person on the other end that's willing to listen to that person tell the truth in a non-judgmental way. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to help you become a better person. It's going to help them become a better person. And that's what we should be striving for. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe, and I say peace, y'all.